Welcome back to the Fullerton College Print 145 Variable Data Printing course. This is Professor Ben Kiewit, and we are looking again at personalized marketing. The chart we're starting on today is one that talks about, and I think I'm going to post these slides for you guys if you want to page through them yourselves. I'll make them downloadable. Anyways, this chart talks about the response rate and the kind of money, how much you get per kind of median return on your investment. I'm not 100% on all of what it all means, but you can see that some things like oversized envelopes and dimensional mail seem to get a lot of response. Postcards also get a pretty good amount coming back. The house file and prospect file. The house file is a file of people that are already customers and how they respond. And the prospect file is people who they're trying to turn into customers through personalized marketing. So you can see some things like you actually get a pretty good response out of postcards. Postcards are popular. There's a reason there are so many postcards in this class as projects and so many postcards that you get in the mail. They seem to do a good job, and especially for being cheaper to produce and much, much cheaper to mail. One of the reasons that postcards seem to get such a good response and such a good return on the investment is that they are a more efficient way of sending things. You get a reduced postage rate by sending a postcard, whereas things like oversized envelopes actually cost you a lot of money to send per person. We're talking about the difference of like 26 cents for a postcard, or it was a year or two ago. I should double check my new postage rates actually. But 26 cents for a bulk mail postcard, but well over $1 for even a bulk mailed large envelope. Large envelope meaning something around the size of a 9x12, something with a full-size sheet of paper inside unfolded. That costs a lot more to send. So does dimensional mail, which is anything that's like in a box or in an envelope, a padded envelope full of things. The price goes up substantially. So you get good returns on those too, because people know that you mean business when you get, I mean, pun intended, right? People know that you're serious about treating them well if you start sending them things in the mail, especially things that are physical objects that are useful, that are not just a quick throwaway postcard. Moving on. Also, the B2C and the B2B. The B2C on this chart is business to customer, and the B2B is business to business. So you're looking at what kind of returns do you get sending to people's houses? That's the B2C. And what kind of return do you get sending to people's offices? That's B2B. B2C says, hey, Ben, I'd like you to buy a recliner. That's B2C. B2C says, Ben, buy a recliner. B2B says, hey, Ben, I know you own a recliner store. Why don't you stock our recliner to sell there? There's a difference. You can also see yet another chart. There's a lot of stuff that shows that people like targeted promotions. One of the things you can do to help push people over the edge of these things, if you have the data on them, and thanks to the internet, a lot of times we do have the data on people. Pardon the squealing of my daughter in the background. It is preschool time here at my house. But anyways, when you have the data and you know what people are interested in, sometimes they're just waiting for that deal or that moment to finally act and buy that 3D printer they've been wanting. And so randomly, well, so they think randomly, very specifically, sending them a coupon in the mail or email that takes a few dollars off that thing they've been looking at online more than one time is a great way to help nudge them, helps remind them they're thinking about it. It knocks their decision-making loop back onto the thing that they were going to do with you. And sometimes they were just, I mean, maybe legitimately, they just couldn't quite afford it. And that coupon, whether or not it lets them afford it, gives them the feeling of it being more affordable. Because it is. Any money off is money off, right, guys? Data management platforms. Sometimes there are specific programs out there and services that are offered to help you manage your client database data. And this is an important thing because it allows you to take care of your clients and keep track of who's doing what. So you're getting your sources of things, people coming in through devices, through online, through ways of physical, not today, right? Going to trade shows and signing in at your booth. All these different ways that you're able to get people's information comes into your data management platform, which then helps you figure out what to do with them. It's able to sort the data based off of what the interests are, what types of purchase history they have. I should also make a plug here that while many people attempt to do this sort of work in Excel, and you can kind of get away with it, and understand that I do actually genuinely love Excel. It's a great program, but Excel is not a data management platform. Say it with me. Excel is not a data management platform. I'm just going to trust that you guys all said it with me. Thanks for playing along. But anyways, it's good for what it's good for, but there are things that it cannot do. and it can't quite do it all the way. Kind of does it, but trusting very important, very crucial calculations or data to it is just not going to quite give you the results you're hoping for. Anyways, these systems that are designed for data management let you check and figure out who's using what, because how you reach out to somebody is going to affect things as well. Questions of if you just want to like send them display ads on the side of their screen when they're scrolling through Facebook or in their feed now. Thanks a lot, Facebook. I'm really, really swiftly growing disenchanted with that one, with social media in general. Blech. You can send emails to to people that you know. I mean, every time you open a marketing email that you get sent, that sends a little message back to the sender saying this person opens their emails. So when they want to sell me more 1960s army surplus backpacks from Sweden, I'd be like, oh, there's another email. Oh, I want to look at that backpack. Oh, it's glorious. It's still made out of canvas. How quaint. But anyways, you see what I mean? They can get me by actually going after my interests. And knowing that I check and I will actually respond to some of those emails. If people know that you don't, they're not going to waste their time there. If they know that you click on Facebook ads, you're going to get more Facebook ads. If they know that you respond to postcards in the mail, you're going to get more postcards in the mail. It's not just about what your interests are. It's about following your behaviors and seeing what you respond to. Because otherwise, they're wasting their time and wasting your time. Again, if someone wants to sell fancy, expensive cologne to me, they're wasting their money to advertise to me and wasting my time because I'm not interested. I'd rather have no smell at all than a good smell. Anyways, so lead generation is a big deal for this as well. A lot of times, and this is actually one of the selling features of XMPie, is you can create a partially targeted mailing list. Let's say, again, starting from the seed of beginning at a trade show, all the people who came to the trade show, maybe they didn't come to your booth. If you sign up as a presenter at a trade show, and I just mean someone who has a booth, if you rent booth space so you can take your wares or your services and try to show them off at a trade show for whatever, it doesn't matter what trade it is. It could be automotive, could be printing, could be computer games. If you got into E3, congrats. If it could be nerdier stuff like Comic-Con. But whatever it is, whatever your audience is, wherever the great gathering of people are that want to see your stuff, anyone who goes to the place at all, you can get their information that they use to register for the event. And then you can also get it set up so you get their information when they come to your booth. And booth info is more targeted than general info, but both of them are a pretty good starting point. Because let's say they didn't visit your booth and you went to an automotive trade show to sell auto parts. Your company sells car parts to repair a certain kind of car or maybe many types of cars. And someone didn't make it to your booth exactly, but you know that if they went to an auto industry show, that they're at least generally interested in automotive things. Therefore, they generally might be interested in what you're selling. But if they came to your booth, you know for sure they're interested in what you're selling. So you can already put them on a fast track for a different type of advertising. Anyway, so direct mail. You can send mail that's partially, you're still kind of refining the list, trying to get down to those few people who are really the ones you want to be talking to, figuring out exactly who your clients are going to be. So the direct mail will often go out in the mail or email, although mail gets better response than email. People appreciate getting physical mail in their boxes at home on paper. There's something about the huge amount of emails we get and how much goes straight to junk filters and never reaches your eyeballs. And even if it does reach your eyeballs, we don't value email. When it first came out, it was novel and interesting. And unfortunately, a lot of businesses never quite figured out that that was the initial, oh my gosh, this is so cool of the thing before it kind of became commonplace. Email is now commonplace and everyone knows that it's cheap. People know that getting a digital ad on your computer is costing the person who sent it very little in terms of time or effort, and they can email tons of people all the time. It doesn't feel like they really tried. But getting something physical in the mail, even if it is a postcard that's selling you things, still took the effort of someone designing it, creating it, printing it, and getting it mailed and delivered to your house. And you're holding it in your hand. And you have that tactile, three-dimensional, real-world sensation of actually interacting with a thing and giving people, sorry, let's go again on that one. Appealing to more senses always reaches people more. If you notice something with only one sense, then that's great. You've seen it, or you've heard it, or you've smelled it, or you've touched it. But the more things they can get you to do, the more ways you interact, get your body and your experience to wrap around whatever it is they're trying to get you to, is a better way of getting you interested. I mean, it's one of the reasons you put those, other than giving you a chance to test it, one of the reasons magazines come with those scratchy, come smell our perfume or cologne stuff inside. I'm remembering my mom's magazines when I was a kid. I actually am not currently subscribed to anything that I'm aware of. But anyways, like I was talking about in the last video, that trade show booth, they got us to sign up for things because they had free cookies. Let me tell you, you smell a cookie, you see cookies, you taste cookies, you feel the texture of it on your hands and on your mouth. And you're also then associating all of those other emotional memories through all the senses with their company and what it is they're offering. So it's one of the reasons they give away free food at trade shows, because it appeals to your other senses and gets you to think, gets you to associate happy feelings and good things with their company. So anyways, all this stuff drives people, hopefully, a lot of times to like an online survey. And you go onto the survey and you answer some questions, and the questions may or may not be useful to the company other than to find out that you've opted in for more advertising. And sometimes it also helps them understand who you are a little better and what it is you're looking for, and or helps them refine their service. So surveys are useful. A lot of times an initial start of a big campaign will be surveys. You send out surveys to lots of people, and people who respond to the survey and ask to hear more, or start telling you more about what they're looking for. They find out that I'm looking for a fridge, but I'm looking for a fridge of a certain size so it'll actually fit in my kitchen. That's good information for them, and I don't mind it when I'm buying a fridge, letting people know that I'm looking for a certain size, so they don't try to sell me a giant Mondo fridge that won't fit in my small kitchen. Digital one-to-ones. A lot of times you get information sent to you in personalized marketing digitally. But I think I'm going to pause here. We'll come back and finish out this talk in 1/3 video. I'm so sorry this is going long, but hey, you signed up for the class. That was your mistake. Bye for now. Talk to you again soon.